Hello.
Hello, hi Ashish.
Hello. I'm Abhishek, ma'am.
Oh, hi Abhishek.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. So today we'll start with our second lecture, day two.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So today will be yes,
Just
ma'am.
I didn't get the video yesterday.
Yeah, it is being uploaded. There are some network issues yesterday, so we couldn't upload it.
Okay.
Okay. You'll be getting. I'll be giving you the links tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
In the
Yeah.
lecture.
It will be. It's easy if you can give it uh, like maybe an hour or two after we have the session, because what happens is when the next day starts,
Yes,
uh,
ma'am.
I'm kind of busy in the morning, and I
Okay.
again get to work. Like today, I was busy till 7 p.m., so I got only
Okay.
1 hour to work. So that is not enough. But in the night, I can work. So
Okay.
yeah, that's just I'm a little busy person. That's why. Um,
Okay.
yeah, if it's easy if you can give it maybe an hour or two. That doesn't matter.
Okay. Actually, there were some issues. That's why I couldn't give you the link.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Would I have it today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try my
Yeah.
best. There are still some issues. I'll try my best to give you the link.
Sure. All right.
Okay. Okay.
So we can have both today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Wait a minute. So today we'll start with our day two lecture. So the
Yeah.
topics we'll be covering today are object-oriented programming. Okay. The basics concepts of that, and we'll be creating objects. We'll be dealing with static and non-static, be it variables or functions. Okay, basic web drivers, that is related to Selenium.
Hmm.
Okay, and system classes, static, and concept of constructors. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll just create a new project, Java project, and name it as day 2.
Are you sharing your
Okay.
screen? Because I cannot see
Oh,
it.
wait a second, wait a second.
Okay.
I think so, it got paused.
Okay.
Yeah. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll start again.
Sure.
Wait a second. Yeah. So let me see. Yeah. Okay. So today we'll be covering all these. Okay.
Yeah.
So concepts of object-oriented programming, creating objects, static and non-static, basic drivers, Selenium, system classes, static, and concept of constructors. Okay.
Yeah.
So going back to it, so today we'll create a new project and name it as day 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just finish it right away. And wait a second. So okay. So new class file. Okay, and name it as car. So like car be can be of any type. Okay, so it's just like you know non like car can be any of type. So like what we'll do is we'll create like okay, we'll create two like variables here, that is int price, okay, and string name. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can I
so
please interrupt you?
yes, ma'am.
Are you able to just increase the font?
Wait a second.
Yeah. Thank you. Or maximize your screen.
It's already maximized.
That's
Wait a
that's
second. Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it visible now?
Uh, I thought I lost you. Yeah.
The font.
Yeah.
Is it okay now, or should I increase the font size?
It's better. Yes. Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Okay, wait a second.
Okay.
Yeah. So where we are? Yeah. So I created two variables here, ID price and string name.
Mm-hmm.
So now just to access that, what we can do here is create a new class, test car. Okay.
Yeah.
So now now to access car class, so we need a main function here right now. So what I'll do is I'll just write main, and when I hit control space, it will suggest me the main method. Okay, I need not to write the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now to start with the car, now what I can do is I can create object. Okay, so this is the car class, and say is new, not new, car A, sorry, C1. Okay,
Yeah.
so now I'll create a new object for it, new car. Okay, so now what happened here is this is the object reference. Okay,
Yeah.
and this is the object. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll just start with it. So now like we have two variables here, you can see. So we can access these with the help of this object reference. Okay,
Yeah.
so let us say c1 dot name equals to Hyundai. Okay, and c1 dot price equals to say 100. Okay, so right now in this object reference in this object, what we are doing is we're creating we're using those variables. Okay,
Yeah.
so see what happens here is when we want to access it, so we can access them like c1 dot name, and in the other line c1 dot price. Oh, sorry. Okay, so when we run it, so uh, so I'm sorry, it's taking some time. Yeah, so when we run it, it says Hyundai and 100. Okay, so what actually is actually happening around is wait a second. Okay, so what's actually happening around here is, I don't know why my system is slow, I'm sorry. So like we created a new class, and so we created two variables inside it, that is price and name. Okay, so wait a second. uh, Leave it. So I'll write it again. I had some font issues here. Okay, so we were where, yeah, price and name. Okay, so this class has this, say it car class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I'm creating a object. Okay, so right now it is not occupying any space in the memory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when when I want to allocate it a space, okay, so like in the C1, like I created C1 object reference. So when I allocated it a new object, so what happened? Wait a second. So what happened here? It allocated a space in memory, okay, and it used it logged some space in the memory, and it blocked the space for price and name. So whenever we create a new object, say C2, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and so what happens here is, like, now when we assign it a object for the C2 object to the C2 reference, it will like use another space, okay, and like another space in memory. Like the C1 is having different memory space, C2 is having different memory space, okay.
Yeah.
So uh, yeah, so like I'll do here is I'll create C2, okay. So in the same thing, in C2 what I'll do, say the car name is Suzuki and the price is 200. So sorry, C1, I need to change it here also. So when I run it, now C1 has its own memory space, it is reflecting the results from that object, and C2 is having its own memory space, so it is showing results from that object, okay. In the same way we can create C3 also, okay.
Yeah.
So uh, so what happens here is, if I allocate it, say the name as Toyota and the price is 300, so it is just reflecting us the values from the third like object, okay, third memory space. Now right now what is happening is, like C1 has its own object, C2 has its own object, and C3 has its own object.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can play around with objects also. So say like we create a new object, car C, and right now we have just created an object reference, and we do not provide any reference to it right now, okay. So like we just created it. Now what we can do is, say now like if we want to assign it the values of C1, so what we can do is, like if we want to assign the object of C1 to C, so what we can do is C dot C1, okay. Now in the same code, if I print it again, so see C1 had the car name as Hyundai and the price as 100. So when I execute it, it says Hyundai and 100, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is using the object of C1. Now we can change the object also, right now say C2, so it will be using this one. Now see if we make any changes to uh, here, C dot name equals say Mazda,
It's
yeah, yes ma'am,
it's C. Is that a new object?
yeah, I just created C here, you
Do
can
we
see
have to write C is equal to new car?
C's pardon,
Like for C1, C2, and C3,
yeah.
you wrote car C1 is equal to new car. Yeah.
See, uh,
Hmm.
I'll explain you here. So, this part, okay, this part is object reference, okay,
Hmm.
and which part? C3. C3 is object reference, okay. It's just a reference. It's just a pointer, okay, and
Is it only C3 or C1 to C3?
C1, C2, C3, all these are pointers, okay.
Okay.
C1, C2, and C3, and C also, okay.
Hmm.
So these are just references. They store the address of the reference, okay. Now new car, okay. Now this is actually an object, okay.
Hmm.
So whenever we use new car, it is creating a new object. It is allocating a memory to it is blocking some memory here for this for the class car. Okay. So see, what happened here is now I'll demonstrate it to you with constructors. Don't worry. Okay. So now now in class car, going back to class car, see int wheels, okay. So right now what's happening around here is in this code test car we have option for now wheels also, c1 dot wheels, you can see, okay.
Hmm.
Now c wheels 4, okay. So what I'll do here is c2 and c3. Now this is something like wheels are the thing, like in every cars number of wheels are same, okay.
Yeah.
So when we print these, it will be returning me the value of number of wheels, c3 dot wheels, okay. So when I execute it, now it is showing 4. Okay, now now when we are using it, so it is blocking some memory. So indirectly we are wasting memory because we do not need to create allocate memory every time for it, because in every car the number of wheels are always 4. Be it any company's car, the number of wheels should be 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of doing this, what we can do is we'll declare is at static, okay. So when we created it static, now see there's error. It is showing that static field should be accessed in a static way. Now a static field should be used in a static way. It means that we need not to access it with the object, so we can access it directly now, okay. See, when I used car dot wheels is equal to 4, now it has a value. So every time I am just omitting c2 dot wheels and c3 dot wheels, okay. And instead of using c1 dot wheels here, I'll use car dot wheels, okay.
Okay.
So now the results are almost same, but the difference is we are not wasting memory for wheels, okay.
Yeah.
Got my point? So like this part is non-static and can be accessed with object only, okay.
Yeah.
and this part is static and can be accessed directly. Okay, so like every car has horn, so why to mention it every time like an object? Why to like waste memory? We can use the things we that are common, like like number of wheels are same always. Every car has a steering wheel, every car has 4 seats. Okay, so these are some things which don't change. So be it like any like manufacturer's car or any model of the car. So like why to waste space? Now the concept is that. Okay, now like in this test car, I just change like allocated the object of C2 to C. We can do many things with it, like I just renamed I bypassed, like I passed name is equal to Mazda in C. Okay, now C and C2 are sharing the same object. Okay, so if I print C2 dot name here, it will return Mazda now. Earlier it was Suzuki. See here Suzuki. I gave C2 Suzuki. Now as they both are sharing the same object, now the name has been changed to Mazda because I changed the name in C reference. Okay. Okay, so now starting with constructors.
So when you change the name there,
Yes,
uh,
ma'am.
every time you access C or C2, from that point onwards, it will be Mazda, but before that, it will be
Yeah,
Suzuki.
like I made a change here now,
Yeah,
so it will be reflecting the change here
from there.
afterwards.
Yeah.
So for example, C dot name. Okay, so it will be printing Mazda twice.
Yeah.
So now like I just used C2 as a reference for it. See, say C1 equals C2. Okay, now C1 is also having the same object of C2. So if I print C1 dot name, okay, it will return Mazda. Earlier C1 was having this object. Okay,
Yeah.
C1 object. Now what is happening here is C1 is also having the same object of C2. So right now, like if I give the object of C3 to C1, and if I try to print C1 now, it will be giving me Toyota. See, so like we can have any number of object references and we can have any number of objects. Objects acquire memory, but object references do not. Okay, and two object references or three object references may share a one single object. Okay,
So
now yes,
when you say the
yeah,
yeah, when you say reference, it's
okay.
like assigning one object to the other. Is that what you say call as reference? Or
Like it's a pointer, so
oh
it is
yeah,
just, yeah, it is just pointing to that particular object.
okay. It's like
Okay,
C1, C2. They are references.
yeah, C1, C2, C3, these all are pointers. They are just pointing to a particular object. So if we want to change the object, we can change it. So say right now I used C3's object here. So say C1 is equal to new car. Okay, now it is having its own object. Right now if I try to execute it, null. see, I did not provide any value to C1 now, like this object, okay, this particular object. I did not pass any value, so it responded me null.
Or this is how you make an object. Is it C1 is equal to new car?
This is the way we create objects. So I'll just demonstrate it to you now. So say I
I'm a
just
little bit confused.
yeah, I'll just show you concept of constructor. Then you'll be like then you'll get this easily. So public car, okay, this is just a basic constructor, and I just used it, welcome to your new car, okay, just welcome. Okay, now what it is doing is I just created a constructor, okay, and now see, in test car I have created 1 2 3 and 4. Now I've created 4 objects, okay, regardless of C1 C2 C3 C4 or any of the like object references we use. So what happens here is, see, every time new car is like used, every time we create a new object, okay, it by default calls the constructor, the default constructor.
Constructor, okay.
Okay, I'll just comment out everything. So say, for your reference, if I use, okay, I just do this thing. So the total number of objects I created here are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So there are 12 objects right now, okay. We are not allocating those objects, or we are not giving those objects to a reference. So see, there are 12 welcome messages now. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, see, so every time we create an object, the default constructor is being called. So every time we create an object, it is acquiring some space in memory.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we can do here is, okay, I'll remove this code. Okay, so what we did here,
So when we make an object, should we have an object name like, or if just like you showed, you just put new car many
yeah,
times, so then
yeah,
each time it creates a new object. That's what you said.
yeah, whenever we use new car, new something like new with class name, it is actually creating a new object. So in this case, new car is being in this line a new object is being created, whether we are not accessing it or not, we are accessing it or not, but the object is being created. It is blocking some memory in some space in memory. So when I run it, see, welcome, this was the first. For your reference, what I'll do here is, okay, see, now it print 1. Okay, so I can do here is, I'll just move it here, okay, and 2, I created a second object here, okay, 3 and 4. See, 4 objects are being created, 1 2 3 4. Okay, we are and see, I created a new object here also, so it is even calling the default constructor. So I'll just comment it out, and I'll do one thing. Right now C1 was having a object, why not we provide this object to C3. Okay, so what happens here is, See, after 4 there is no welcome.
Okay.
Yeah. See here, like after 1, okay, I
Yeah.
created a new car, so there was a welcome message.
Yeah.
After 2, I created a new object, okay, again it displayed me a welcome message. After 3, I created a new object, it again showed me a welcome message. Now what happened here is, see, C3, I have not printed C3. So C1 is being printed here. Okay, I'll just comment out this part also, and this one also, and this one also. I'll be commenting out all the C part. Okay, now see what happens here is, okay, I allocated C3 something. Okay, now if I want to print C1 dot name, so what is happening here is, if I use C1 dot name in the last, I'll do one thing, I'll concatenate it. Okay, so see, C1 Toyota, I used the same object, so I overrided the value Toyota. Okay, so C1 was like earlier C1 was having Hyundai. C1 and C3 were sharing the same object. See this object. Okay, C1 and C3 were sharing the same object. So if I made any changes in C3, it reflected those changes in C1 also.
Yeah.
Okay, clear now, or still a bit confused?
Yeah. Yeah. Clear.
Okay, so now moving to Selenium. Okay.
One more doubt. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
If you can you show the code?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the one you commented, like okay, I'm just trying to
Should I scroll it down? Yeah.
yeah, just there. Uh,
You can
yeah.
say the
First,
line number also if you have
yeah,
any confusion. Yeah.
yeah, like earlier. Say we say car C1 is equal to new car. So that's
Yeah.
how we make a new object and assign it to is just tell me if I'm saying correctly. We make an object called new car and assign it to a C1
C1.
is what is it a pointer?
Yeah.
It was a pointer, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So when you go down, if you can scroll down,
Yes.
and you have commented it, but in line number 44, no,
44.
43,
43.
yeah, we declared a new pointer called C, and
Yeah.
then without making a new object, are we able to just so we didn't make object,
Yeah.
but then
I got your point. I got your point.
yeah,
So see here, C1 is equal to new car. Okay.
yeah,
Now new car is a new object, and now C3 is equal to C1. So what happened here is, C1 had some reference. Okay. In my terms, say 111. It's just an address. Okay. Now C2 was blank at that time. Sorry, C3 was blank at that time.
yeah,
Okay. So what I did, I told C3
yeah,
to use C1's address.
okay,
See here, C3 equal to C1. Now what happened? C1 was 111. So 11 was like, now what? See, C3 got 111 now. So this is the for example, this is a particular home number. Okay. So like if you make any changes to that house, so anyone who's pointing to that house, who is like, knowing about that house, he also gets notice that there are some changes made to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now if I make any changes from C3, C1 will get to know. So C1 will be reflecting those changes.
Okay.
Say if like in a house, like if someone opens the door and that is point, like both of like C1 and C2 both are pointing to the same house. Now C1 opened the door. Now in that case, C3 will see that the door is open. A,
Yeah.
when C3 comes, okay, or like C3 closes the door, and when C1 comes, he'll see that the door is closed.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I get you.
yeah.
So there are 2 pointers.
Yeah, they are two references or pointers, you can say, and they are pointing to the same object.
Same object.
Yeah, okay. Now, going back to Selenium. So, yesterday what we did, we downloaded the drivers and the jar files, okay, from here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have already downloaded those?
No, I actually was going to follow the video when it came. That's
Okay.
why I couldn't. But I don't know whether I did it. Like I have a version of
3.6 or 3.7.
okay.
It is almost same. No need to download these again if you already have that version.
I have a version of what is it? What's the tool that we are using for Java?
Eclipse. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I have a
Yeah.
version of Eclipse. I cannot remember if I downloaded the Selenium files. I have to check that.
So you can download those like whenever you
Yeah,
want to. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah,
according to your need. So you just need to click download. SeleniumHQ.org is the website.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
You can copy it here right away.
I was going to like follow the video
Yeah.
in case I miss a step, so that's
Okay.
why
No
I didn't even
issues.
make any notes
Uh,
during the lecture.
no,
So
no issues. I'll try to share the link of first video also. You'll
yeah,
be
yeah,
getting the link of second video also. Okay.
yes, yes.
I'll try my best to make it available as soon as possible.
Yeah, yeah, because to be frank with you, what happens is like in the morning, because I
Yeah.
have kids, I have those that work, that responsibilities kind of. So my mornings just go for that, and these days it's kind of end of school, so it gets I have different work to do. So
Okay.
my mornings get busier. That's why what happens. Um, I had to go to school and different things and then classes and all that. So it's hard to study or do anything in the morning. The
Yeah.
night is the easy way to do. Otherwise, what happens is from the next lecture, I'm not prepared. So yeah.
Okay. No issues. And do you have the version of Luna, like Eclipse Luna?
Yeah, what I have installed is not the Luna. What I've installed is the Oxygen, so I have to take it out.
Yeah,
Delete
just uninstall it. If you're not able to uninstall it, what you can do is you just delete the directory where it is stored.
stored. Okay.
Okay, and
Yeah.
download it from here. Okay,
Okay.
I'll just give you the download link directly so you can get it. Okay, this is in the chat message. Okay,
Oh,
so you can download any of these Eclipse IDE for Java developers according to operating system version and variant. Okay, or Java EE developers. Okay, so you can download any of these, like both two. Okay, and
oh, Java.
install use these. Okay.
Yeah, can you just hold on? You sent me the message and it just went away before I copied it. Sorry.
Don't worry. Like there's an option for chat.
Okay.
You can see chat, so you can see that again.
Yeah, where is? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah, there are
Okay.
two links in the seleniumhq.org.
Oh, yeah, I
So
see.
you can go to download link and download page, and you can download the web drivers. Okay. Now, like we have the jar files for Selenium. We have Eclipse. Now, what we need is the web drivers. Okay. So Firefox here. Mozilla Gecko is the driver for Firefox. Okay, so to download it, you just need to click it here on the version number, and it will open a page, and you can download the driver according to your need. Like right now I'm using Windows 64-bit, so I'll be using this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so in some cases what happens is, like if you have already installed JDK, okay,
Yeah.
so what happens here is, like Eclipse is not able to open, like it shows some error regarding JDK. So to troubleshoot that, what you can do is search advanced system settings. See advanced system settings. Okay, and go to environment variables. Now here what you need to do is, you just need to add a variable java home and pass the like directory of java. So this is the directory where my JDK is stored. See, when I open this directory, this is where my JDK is stored. Okay, JDK 80151. Okay, hello, are you there? Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Uh,
So were you able to listen me?
yeah. Yeah. I could hear you. I think you
Okay,
couldn't hear me. You
yeah,
can hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
So, see, this is the location where my JDK is stored. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all the files of JDK are stored. So what I did, I just created a new variable, system variable, okay,
Mm-hmm.
named Java Home, and gave the path of the directory here. Okay. Now the second thing you need to do is go to the path variable, open it, and add the directory here also. See, I have already added it here. Okay. So in any case, if you face any problems regarding JDK, like Eclipse says JDK not found, this is what you have to do. Okay.
Okay.
So in Windows 10 you can find it like advanced settings. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
advanced system settings, and like in my variant this is not openly shown. So and the other way is, go to my computer, go to system properties. Now there is an option says the advanced system settings. Now it is showing me the latest version, so I'm not able to see that in the old screen. Okay, so in that screen, this after clicking that, this kind of window opens. So after that you just need to click go to environment variables, and you need to add those variables. Okay.
Okay. Uh, but you will share this video, won't you?
Yeah, I'll be sharing this video, don't worry.
Yeah. I was trying to jot down some, but I think I will do better when I have everything with me. Yeah.
Okay, so now coming back to Selenium. Okay,
Yeah.
so now the method to add like the WebDriver jars. Okay, so what we need to do is right click on the project, go to properties, go to Java build path. Here go to libraries, this tab. Okay, and click add external jars. So when we click it, see this is the directory where I've stored the Selenium jar files.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just click I'll just open client combined 3.8.1.jar. Okay, and we need the other library like the jar files in the library libs folder also. So I'll just add all of them. Okay, after clicking OK, you can see referenced libraries here.
Mm.
Okay, so all these are libraries from Selenium.
Yeah.
So I'll just create a new class named as Selenium Basics. Okay, so in this, say, wait a second. Okay, so in this, say I want to use Firefox.
Yeah.
Okay, so now to use Firefox we need two basic things, that is Firefox browser, and the second thing that's important is the driver.
Yeah.
So here, this is the driver I'm going to download. I've already downloaded it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the address for that driver, WebDrivers. Okay, so I'll just use this. Okay, so okay, so Firefox driver fd is equal to new Firefox driver. Okay, so here fd is the object reference. Okay, and new Firefox driver is the object.
Yeah.
Okay, now uh, what we can do, okay, so we need to provide the driver now. Okay, so to do that what we need to do is system dot set property. Okay, now the key is WebDriver dot jeco dot driver. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the value. Okay, now the value is the path of the driver. So this was the path.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in Java to provide path we always use double slashes. Okay, so Firefox driver, and the name of the file was jecodriver.exe. Okay, so just jecodriver.exe here. Okay, you can see now.
Mm-hmm.
So system.setProperty webdriver.jeco.driver, and this is the path of the driver. Okay, so I'll just run this much code only right now. Okay, I'm not using anything. So when I run it, uh, see, it is trying to open Firefox now. Okay, now this red part, this is not error or exception. These are just logs of Jeco driver.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm sorry, my system is a bit slow right now.
That's okay. So what we're trying to do is use Firefox browser for uh,
We used Firefox driver to use Firefox browser. Okay,
oh, yeah.
so see, a new instance of Firefox browser has opened. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we did not ask it to open any website.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so what happened here is it just opened the browser.
The browser.
Okay, this thing, when we created a new object, it just opened the browser.
Mm-hmm.
In case, I just want to show you something, like earlier you were having some problems with uh, objects. So what I'll do here is I'll comment out this code. I just use new Firefox driver. So according to you, what it will do?
It's going to create a new object.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
see, the object got created.
Mm.
Okay, and it opened the browser. There is no reference right now which will direct it to do other actions, but it started opening a new browser.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and see, the new Windows has opened.
Okay.
Okay, there is no
Yeah.
pointer pointing to the object, but still, like the window got opened. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll just comment out, I'll delete this code. Okay, and uncomment this. So what if we want to open a website? Okay,
Yeah.
so to do that, what we can do is fd dot get. Okay, fd is the object reference, and Firefox driver is the object. Okay, so now I can pass, say, http google.com. Okay,
Yeah.
so when I execute this code, it will open google.com. Okay,
Yeah.
so in the same way, like this was the code for Firefox driver. Okay, Firefox browser. Now what if we want to open Chrome? Okay,
Yeah.
so what we can do here is Chrome driver. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cd equals to new Chrome driver. Okay,
Yeah.
so this will open the instance of Chrome driver, Chrome browser now. So see, what we did here is we gave the path of Firefox driver in the in this line.
Yeah.
So in the same way, we need the driver path for Chrome now. Okay, so we will be providing the path like webdriver.chrome.driver, and see, this is the place where my Chrome driver is stored. Okay, so almost the path is same. I'll be using Chrome driver. Okay, and so going back to it, say, okay, so now our system got property of webdriver.chrome.driver. Okay, and it has the path of it has the executable of Chrome. So if when I do cd dot, I'll just execute it right away. Okay, so in this case now it is opening Chrome browser. See, a new instance of Chrome browser has opened now. Okay, so like I did not ask it to open any website. See, I have not asked the driver to open any website, so it is not opening any website. So if I do cd.get, okay, and I give http google.com. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll just close this window. We don't need it right now. So when I run it, see, it is trying to open google.com now. The window has opened. It is now trying to navigate to google.com. Okay, and it has opened the website now. So in the same way, we can use Internet Explorer also. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I have some issues with Internet Explorer today, so I'll be telling you about Internet Explorer tomorrow. Everything is same. What we need to change is, like, it might not work right away. So what we need to do is Internet Explorer. So see, to get suggestions, what you can do is, if you know the little part, hit control space. Now it is suggesting me a few things. So what I can do is, to omit the unnecessary results, I'll start typing et. So internet, now see, Internet Explorer driver. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I created IED here and new. Internet Explorer driver. So this, what this command will do, what this line will do, it will create a new instance of Internet Explorer driver, WebDriver, okay, and this class, and it will open Internet Explorer, okay. To now, to access Internet Explorer, what we need to do is the same, almost same command with Internet Explorer as configured, okay. Here we need to give the path of Internet Explorer driver, executable file, okay, and webdriver.ie.driver, okay. So now to download the executable for Internet Explorer driver, it is available in the main page, main download page of Selenium. See, this is the link, okay. You just download it and use it, okay.
Yeah.
So in the same way you can open the websites. Now, like, what if we want to maximize the window? Okay, I'll just comment out this thing and say, like, we can do many things with driver now. If I want to maximize the window, I'm just managing it, and window dot maximize, okay. So with the help of this command, what it is doing is it is just maximizing the window. So after opening google.com, it will maximize the Chrome window. See, okay, it already maximized it. So so today what we did, we are done with concept of constructors, okay. Now a bit like, I'll tell you one more part of constructor, okay. We are done with basic drivers, we are done with static and non-static, creating objects, and system class static, okay. So now going back to car, so to use constructors, say public car, and in this string name, okay, to be precise C name, so as to differentiate it, okay. Now there's a constructor with a like single argument, string argument, okay. Now what we can do here is welcome welcome say cname, okay. So what like, this is the way to concatenate things in like in Java, okay. Even almost every programming language, okay. So see, in test car.java, say in this object we pass abhi, okay. So when I execute it, say it says welcome abhi, okay. So I'll just omit it, and what we can do here is, see, in this if I pass username something as, not username, see, car name, okay, Toyota. So when I run it in this instance, it is showing me welcome Toyota. In other objects, like it showed me welcome only, okay. So in this one it showed me welcome, and this one it showed me welcome, okay. So these were static variables, okay, static and non-static variables. What if we have static and non-static functions?
Just one more one question. Uh,
Asha?
in this car class,
Yeah.
you didn't declare the main method.
Yeah. Uh,
Just
Main method is the like the method, the first method to be executed.
yes,
So we don't need that here in car class. The main method here is in test car. See,
yeah,
this is our main method. I'll
yeah,
differentiate it. Yeah. So this is our main method here. Okay.
yeah.
Now what it like here what it is doing is we are accessing car class with the help of object. Okay.
Yeah.
See in paint. Yeah. Okay. This was the car. Now this is the object. Okay. This is using like variables or functions of car class C1. Okay, C1 and C2 in the same way C3 and C. Okay.
Yeah.
So going back to the code. Say if we do one more thing, that is say static. Now uh, changing it, changing welcome, or see leave it as it is. So refuel. Okay. So public void refuel. Okay. Right now it is not a static function. To make it static, I'll mention static here. Okay.
Mm.
So refueling is something every car needs to be refueled.
Yeah.
Okay. So why to access it with the help of object? So if I don't mention static here, what it will do is say sys please refuel your car. Okay. So to access it, say I'll access it here c1 dot refuel. Okay. When I run it, please refill your car. Yeah, please refill your car.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the same code, if I do c2 dot refuel, now it is like the particular function, it is blocking some space in memory. We don't need to that memory part. Okay, why to waste that? So to avoid that, again we'll declare it as static. Okay.
Yeah.
Now when we declare it as static, now see it will show me error that it won't be able to access it. So to access it now, I'll just use the class name and dot function name.
Mm-hmm.
Now what is happening here is it is like this and this, these both are sharing the same memory.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are not wasting memory.
Mm-hmm.
So in larger like in larger programs or softwares, if we waste memory, they may lead to deadlock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or like slow processing. So just to avoid that, we use static things where like there is no need of like non-static things. So non-static things are only used when there is a sheer need of that. Okay, because the non-static thing like any variable or function, when it is being declared as non-static, whenever the object gets created, they block some memory. Okay, like they block the minimum amount of memory they need.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to avoid that, we declare like the variables and functions as static wherever possible. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is for the today. Tomorrow we'll be discussing interfaces and need of interface. Okay,
Yeah.
and uses of interface with Selenium. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. So,
Okay. Yes,
so the
ma'am.
other variables that you declared,
Yeah.
the common variables,
Yeah.
like the int price, string, the name, and the price, those are kind of the global. We call them global variables. Or
Ev Everything here declared with public, okay, is global. If we don't mention anything here, it is already global. Okay,
hmm,
it is by
at
default global.
the
Now the
operating
difference between static and non-static is static can be accessed directly, but non-static needs to be accessed with object only. Okay, got my
Yeah.
point?
Okay. Um.
We need to
Yeah.
have a
One
object,
question.
object and its reference to access non-static things.
Okay. When so okay, I'm trying to understand. That's why I'm not going to ask a question.
You can
Um.
ask. Feel free to ask.
Yeah. So when we are so there are like three objects C1, C2, and C3. So each of them access the properties like the price and the name. And
Yeah.
then there's a common one, which is the static one, that's wheels, and static method, that's refuel. So
Yeah.
say so when you say car dot refuel,
Okay.
um, how do we know like that refuel method, for which object is it being used, or is
The,
it
it is independent of object.
oh,
Anything declared as static. See, even the wheels was declared as static, so it is independent of object. Car is a class. We are accessing it directly. We need not to access it with
yeah,
the help of object. So see, in this place we allocated the value car dot wheels equal to 4. Okay, we did not use c1 object here.
yeah,
Even we cannot access it with the help of c1.
C1, yeah,
Okay, so whenever we make changes, see, after this, like if I make car dot wheels equal to 5. Okay, now car dot wheels is like called here also, so it will change the value to 5 now.
mm-hmm.
Okay, this is something static. Like static in means like like there is no need of object. Why to use object? Why to allocate a memory, a different memory space, when you can share that and you can use that. Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So is it clear now?
yeah, it's yeah. So,
Okay, any other doubts?
so far no.
Okay, then I'll be mailing you the link for this lecture, and I'll try to upload the like the first lecture also. Okay, and whenever it's ready, I'll mail you the link.
Yes.
Okay,
Um, yeah, if you can send it by today, it will be great.
yeah, I'll try my best.
Mm, yeah.
Okay,
So,
yes, ma'am.
other than that, I should work on other exercises, I think, for.
Yeah, so you can, what you can do is try to open browsers from different drivers. Okay, the way I did.
Okay.
Okay, like the way I did here. Okay, I used Chrome driver, I used Firefox driver, I used Internet Explorer driver. Okay, for Internet Explorer there are two things needed. Okay, I mentioned those yesterday also, that is zoom level to 100%. Okay, and the second thing, that is disable protected mode. Okay, so just to disable protected mode, if you're not able to disable it, just Google it.
Okay.
Okay, So it will show you the methods how to disable it. See, there are some methods. You can try those, and I'm sorry, you can disable protected mode. Okay.
Yeah.
Still, if gives you any problem, you can share it with me tomorrow, and I'll solve it. I'll try my best to solve it. Okay. Yeah.
Disable mode and what's that zoom to 100
Zoom level to 100%. See, the Internet Explorer driver does not work if we change the zoom level. Like this is the zoom level. If I zoom it out and see, this is the 110%. So it won't work in case of Internet Explorer. Okay.
Okay.
So the default zoom level needs to be set to 100%.
Should I set it in code or?
No, no, no. In the Internet Explorer.
Okay.
Okay. In the browser before using it, just set the zoom level to 100%.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You can disconnect now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
you're welcome.
Have a
If you have any issues, you can feel free to ask me. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your preferred way? Should I email you or?
You can mail me on your like Ashish sir's email ID also. So the one who's available will be responding you. Okay?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Your query will be solved at the earliest.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you. Good day.